My screen is visible. I'm sharing the screen.
Yeah, we can see your screen now.
See, when you go to infosec team, so there is, at least if you go in a bigger company, there is 5 division. One who is handling a network review or network security. One, sorry, first. Second is other team who is handling a application security, which is called AppSec team. Third, who is doing BAVA, means baseline assessment and vulnerability assessment. Fourth is who is doing monitoring work. And fifth one is doing audit and compliance. So when you talk about this five, five team. So whenever application wanted to go live, he has to seek the approval from this five team. If this five team gives the approval, then application go live and application is considered to be a secure one. So now one of the major part of network security is to do a network review. So when just one answer. So who will raise a ticket to the infosec for getting the approval? Who is the person going to infosec desk and asking, I wanted to do a particular review and provide me approval. So who is the person? Can you tell me? Aparna, Adarsh?
Is it the team manager, CISO?
No. Why CISO will wait? CISO is heading this team, this complete team. But who is the person who is asking for the approval? Give me approval from my application. It's a business team or development team who is handling that particular business, right? See, one of the examples, suppose there is application Geo who is doing a recharge, or Airtel kind of, you know, mobile application. So whomsoever is handling this business, they will ask, or development team who is developing the application. So they will go to infosec, they will raise a ticket, and all the part of ticket goes to this particular team, and all this team doing a meeting with, this team, business team or development team, and then they are providing a, approval, and then application goes live. So one of the major part of network security. So when this team, business team, meeting with this network security, there is a checklist which they are asking, and that particular checklist is based on one. Uh, that particular checklist is based on segregation, authentication, authorization, encryption, availability, monitoring, and threat detection. So when you say segregation, what it's comes in your mind? When I say segregation, don't see this one and just tell from your end. Any idea? When I say segregation, it's fine, right, wrong, no issue.
It's just like it's like an action to like separate things.
Hmm. Yeah, it's right. When I say segregation, right? So first there is a certain question, right, related to segregation. See, we are going to ask whether your application is going to expose or internet or not, because there is two type of application. One which is going to expose to application, and second it's only for the company use. Then second we are going to ask, whether how many are there, means your database server, administrative server are segregated or not. And then firewall rules are clearly defined or not, where database server is segregated from the other servers. So what's happened when this is the internet, suppose, and when traffic is coming to the network, so it is hitting two parts. One is DMZ, it is called demilitarized zone. One is non-DMZ. So when you are, uh, keeping when you are keeping server to the internet facing, so you are not keeping everything, exposing everything over the internet. So you are dividing into two zones. One is DMZ zone, other is non DMZ zone, whether it's cloud, whether it's on premises server. So this is the way you are going to, segregate the things. So whenever you are putting in DMZ, you are putting a web server. In DMZ, and in non-DMZ we are putting application server and database server. This when my server wanted to communicate to internet, it is a web server. And what is a web server? Nothing but front-end HTML page, which we are seeing. HTML page, PHP page, Apache kind of page, which we are seeing. And when we say database, it is whatever the data we are creating for the customer, for user. So we are keeping in non-DMZ. So any idea why we are doing segregation like DMZ and the non-DMZ? So whenever traffic hitting, it is hitting to the web server, and then whatever the request user is asking, suppose he is here and he's asking certain, suppose bank detail, his his own banking details. So this web server going to application database server and asking, hey, this, person XYZ asking for the this detail, give me that one. So what it doing, this XYZ data, it is giving to a web server, and web server displaying this to him. So any idea? Just try a guess whether it's right, wrong. It's fine. Why we are segregating this thing? Why we are not exposing application and database over the internet, but why we are exposing this DMZ server? So when I say exposing, means giving a public IP address to this DMZ server. It is having public IP address. It is having only private IP address. So why we are doing this kind of thing? Take a lead and just tell.
So you do it like like so you can separate on the firewall plan from the internet.
Yeah, we are separating on the firewall, but why we are doing? Why I'm
So okay, so if immunity get compromised, then it can have like a very limited access.
Yeah, right. That is a one reason. And second reason is, suppose your web server goes down. If any server goes down, this one, right? So it is only the first page which is used to display a website, right? And this will not affect because it contain two. If suppose this goes down, it will take only hardly 30 minutes to 1 minute to get up. But if this get down, it will take lots of time to make up uh, database server. One second, if this got compromised, DMZ, it is not going to affect to application server or database server. So you can minimize the impact. So this is two reason. So this is the reason we are going to ask the question. This one in segregation part. In segregation part, we are going to ask the first whether it is application, sorry, expose or internet or not, or this is, or what kind of you know database, whether it is zoning is defined properly or not. Does it segregate the three function like app server, database server? It is segregated or not? The way I showed you, DMZ, non DMZ. When I said land zoning, right? So what this exactly means? We have already studies in zone to zone access. What this exactly means?
Is it like who has what department has access to what systems?
Yeah, yeah, right. Whether non-production server, sorry, non-production is segregated with the production or not, which zone having access to connectivity to which zone. So like this way, you are going to ask the question. Now then second, see when traffic is coming to firewall, right? So this is the internet and obviously, right, DMZ, here I'm keeping one firewall and then non-DMZ, this server. Here also I'm keeping one firewall. So when this person wanted to communicate, suppose anything, so it is traffic going hitting to internet, then going to this DMZ firewall, and then this is also it is keeping non-DMZ firewall. So what? So what I'm checking in this firewall, right? So and this firewall. So this is the one where it comes as where all the firewall ports, unnecessary port are blocked or not, where firewall rules are defined properly or not. Say suppose we are doing a meeting with application, sorry, business team, and in the meeting they said my port 21 is open, port 21 is open, right? So that is the one checklist we are going to ask. It define what how traffic flow means, traffic from the outside world or user connecting to your application. And it says I have opened the port 21. So what will be your action onto that? That is the reason to ask properly defined or not. Then our access within the zone define fire exit data port, what kind of port and protocol are used and which external surface are used. So just tell me, if suppose they said port 21 is open, so now what will be your action or reaction?
Ask
Then
why the port 21 is open or if there's a
yeah,
justification.
we are going to ask the reason, business justification, and now just give me just tell me why, which which work port 21 used. Why we are using a port 21? Any idea? What is the function of port 21?
It's the file transfer protocol.
Yeah, it is FTP
FTP.
protocol, right? So this is the one, and why this port 21? There are almost 50 to 20 ports, which is called CNC port, command and control port, which we have seen. So whenever you see, any CNC ports open over the internet within the firewall, then it is going into your reporting part. So how we are going to report? I just tell you. Now, now the second part is authentication and authorization. So whether authentication, like you're going to ask whether administrative work or log administrative work is segregated or not. Means we should not, one person should not do all this work. It should be segregated within the two or three person. And now we are going to ask this question basis of for the authentication and authorization. Now the main question comes: what is the authentication and what means authorization? In layman terms, you are first time hearing this word authentication and authorization. So what this exactly means to you? Any idea? Just try it. That's it.
Well, authorization just basically means if the person has access to it, whether or not they are supposed to have access to it. And
Hmm,
authentication, nobody actually looks into it. It's just system generated, I guess. That means
hmm.
you do have access to it, but
Yeah,
you
right.
just need, code or something to
Hmm.
authenticate yourself.
Yeah. See, authorization means suppose this is your home, right? And you have hired an electrician, right? Electrician. Suppose this is a person who is an electrician, and you are the owner one, right? So this person have a access. This is authorized, sorry, authenticated. This is a electrical man who is doing the work. But it when it comes to your home, right? Suppose there is fault in electricity in hall. So are this is you are you are authenticating his identity. But are you allowing this person to go beyond your hall? Means suppose if he wanted to go to your bedroom, kitchen, will you allow that this person? Yes, no,
No.
no, right? So suppose yes, work only limited till the hall. You won't allow him to go beyond the hall. You won't allow him to go to bedroom, your kitchen, or any area which is not he is not authorized. So what is authentication? Means his identity is been verified. He is a right person who can enter into a system. But once after entering into the system, what kind of work he can do, whether he can do admin work, whether he can do a non-admin work, we are differentiating his task based on the his role. If he is a non-admin user, he can't assign, change anything in the application. So that is difference between authentication and authorization. So you are going to ask the question on authentication and authorization. So this is the question which we are going to ask, the checklist. Now, when encryption, we have already seen the encryption. So we are going to ask whether, just tell me, are internet facing through HTTP or TLS? How we are going to check whether their application is encrypted or not? So there is a two kind of encryption. One, encryption at rest and encryption in transit. So any idea how we are going to see, suppose application is in transit. So how we are going to see whether it is no encrypted data is encrypted or not? How we are going to see? We have already seen in previous lectures. So how we are going to see whether data who is moving from one source to another destination is encrypted or not?
SSL.
Yeah, SSL, right? SSL, TLS, whether it is they are using latest version of SSL or TLS. But which tool are we are going to use?
SSL Labs, I think.
Yeah, right, SSL Labs. We are going to use a SSL Labs. this is the SSL lab test you are going to do. Here you are going to putting the URL. Suppose I put www.guruschools.com. This way they are coming to you, and it is your responsibility to ask the question, to audit the application. So it will take time to complete this one. By the time you see this one, now the availability. So how, where, my application should be 24 by 7 should be available. So I'm asking whether application is getting backed up or not. Data, sorry, load balancer is enabled or not. Then asking a question on monitoring, whether my application is integrated with IPS, log files, log monitoring system, and how I'm preventing with the attack and detect whether web facing firewall are enabled or not, or whether complete application is documented clearly or not. So this kind of question I'm going to ask. So there is a 23 checklist pertaining to the network and infrastructure. So basis of that, I'm going to ask and review the application, and then I'm creating a MOM. So you might have worked in the company. So what this MOM means? Any idea what this MOM means? What is the meaning of MOM? It is minutes of the meeting I'm going to create. See, now this way we are going to create a discussion point. Suppose this is one of the example. So when you are meeting with the application team or development team, and you are asking certain question, the 23 checklist which I showed you. So basis of that, you are going to create your own minutes of meeting. See, this is one of the example extraction of my previous companies. So I'm making like this of minutes of meeting. Non-production environment is not deployed. Data server. See, can you see? App facing production zone, but configuration center contain database connection. Then this kind of ports are open, where DMZ zones, production zones are segregated. Then I'm putting a zoning placement of server. They have web server, database server, application server. So this way you have to create MOM, minutes of the meeting, on to creating one Excel where you are putting a discussion point, you are putting your own comments. So whatever you have observed with meeting with the business team, you are going to write this way. Where is the placement of server? You are going to write this way. Again, see how traffic is getting flow. What how traffic flow is there. So you are going to write. See, it is coming to this firewall, hitting load balancer. In this way, you are going to create what kind of ports are open. Port 8090 is open. Then I'm seeing or doing a little research why we need port 8090. Then how encryption is there. See, SSL encryption is used, password is used, password for database is weak. This way, this is my observation. Coming to the reports, in report, how segregation of admin and user been defined. See, authentication and authorization. What is the availability? Here, availability. See, creating this way. So this way, on basis of checklist for especially for the network, there is 23 question we are going to ask to a application team or business team or whomsoever is coming for the approval, and then we are creating this kind of MOM. Now, yeah. Now the main parts is, suppose you made an observation, how we are going to save into how we are going to create a report. Reporting part is most important. So you have to now create a report. So this way we are going to create a report like this way. See, can you see this one? Where first your finding will come. See here, my finding is I'm putting this network is a flat. There is no mechanism to access control, and then database credential stored in the plain text. So this way, this all the things I'm putting finding, making one column for finding, one column for risk, because when I'm you know creating a finding, so I have to tell them why I'm creating this finding and what is the risk associated with this finding. So when you are making a finding and sorry and the risk, then again how, then you have to define the severity of risk. So suppose if you're in your organization, suppose I'm here, I created 73 means, can you just tell me, see, uh, define the severity. So there is a critical severity, high severity, medium, and what will be the fourth one? Any idea?
Low.
Low.
Low, right? So this way we are going to create a severity impact of severity. We created a finding, we created a risk, we created a severity, right? So everything you created, so mitigation step also you have to provide to them. This is a mitigation step, how we are going to provide. See here is a flat network, so I'm suggesting put the NIDS. If it is interacting with directly with internet, I'm suggesting place a WAF. If database credential in plain text, I'm telling them to encrypt those kind of things. And here this is my name, and here you are going to, when you have created. So this way you are going to, this report you are going to send to a business team or application team, and now you are going to track this finding till this closure, like this way. Here status, suppose they have closed the first finding, then you are going to, here the status is new, you are going to put is closed if they have closed this finding. See, and then this is the way you are going to give the summary. See, 73 to 1 and 170, one is open, other is still not closed. So this way your front page will be the summary of the thing, where you are going to define how many, findings you have identified, how many findings are open, how many findings are closed. So this will be your front page. This will be your report. This will be your second page, where detailed report you are giving finding risk, sorry, finding risk, impact, and the mitigation, and the date, and you are going to till uh, track till the closure one. Now again we are doing this one. So just tell me who is the person who is going to raise a ticket. Sorry, who is the person who is going to raise a request? Can you just tell me? Coming to the infosec and asking to, I wanted to do review of my application, and I wanted to make my application live. So who is the person who is going to do it? Means who is the person who is going to ask to infosec? Uh, just tell me. We have just 10 minutes before we have seen.
12.
Hmm? Hello. Yeah, go ahead.
Developer.
Yeah,
12
development team
teams.
or business team, they are going to raise a ticket. So when there is a ticket being raised, right? So this ticket assigned a one particular number, one, two, three, suppose four, and then there is sub ticket will be created and going to different team, network application, like this way. VA, like this way it is goes to different team. So what we have seen is 23 checklists. Don't worry, I'm going to give you this particular checklist. So this is the 23 question. Then this development team and network team sitting together and asking the question. Suppose I am a development team coming to you. So Dash, just tell me, ask me 5 questions without which comes to your mind. See, I am a business person and I come, hey, hi Dash, I want to seek approval from you for my network review. So which is the first question you are going to ask? Just ask me first 5 questions. Anyone can participate in that. So which 5 questions you are going to ask? Actually, there is 23, but when you are, I'm just telling you to just tell me 5 important questions you are going to ask me. Just ask me a question. Yeah, Itiraj, Dash, Jaydeep, Gurjan, Varuna. Just ask me a question.
You could ask like the purpose of the app, like what is
Right,
the what?
right. This is also purpose of the app, right? And
Who has access or like the roles and responsibilities?
yeah, you're
Mm.
going to ask roles and responsibilities. But these are the second step question. It's fine. This is also right. This is also absolutely right. Now the third one, 3 more questions.
Where will this app be? Like which country or who has access to it? Maybe who's the
This
audience?
is comes under roles and responsibilities.
No, no, I meant like the client. Which
Okay.
client would it be? Like what kind of clientele is it, or organization it is, or
Yeah, that's comes under this only.
okay.
Okay. And now 3 questions.
Can you like
Suppose
describe the application
whether it
architecture
will
and
be
the components?
Sorry, can you repeat again?
Can you like describe the application architect and
Yeah, right.
components?
Most important question. You are going to ask the application architect, right? Architect. How means how the data flow is there, how your application network flow is there. So first question you are asking high level diagram or low level diagram and asking them to explain their application. So this is the most important question. This one we are going to ask. In this question, the purpose of the this one comes in the picture. So when you say explain the architecture, so this all the questions. Let me see. So all these questions will be the part of your uh, see, segregation, authentication, authorization, and encryption. It's come in the picture. So when the person is going to explain my application is exposed over the internet, and then he will explain you. He will show you a network diagram, high level diagram or low level diagram, and in that particular thing, you will come to know whether application is exposed over the internet or not, and then where app server, database server, or what you call administrative, sorry, app server, web server, app server, and database server are segregated or not. When I say segregated, when I'm say keeping in DMZ, keeping in DMZ one, see whether it's cloud application or non-cloud application. You have to every web and app and DB should be segregated. So when I say segregated means what it means. Suppose I said yes, web server is DMZ and app in non-DMZ, app and database server. But what this exactly means, how I'm going to check. Suppose he comes and he said yes, it is segregated. But if you see one of the suppose when he open his document and you are seeing It is patient 10.10.10.10.0/24, and this is patient 10.10.10.0/25. So is this segregated? Their application, their web server or FNDB are segregated. If you see, this is the server in web, this is the FNDB server. So what is your observation now?
The web server is not a public IP; it's a private IP.
Yeah, see, it is having a private IP address. Public IP address you are going to NAT in the firewall, assign the public IP address. So any server, they are having the server which is communicating our internet, they are having public IP address plus private IP address both. But this app and
Yeah,
database, it don't have a public IP address. But when you see this IP address and this IP address, so is my web server, app and DB are segregated or not? Just see and tell me.
yes, they are 24, they are 25 subnetting, so
Hmm.
they're on different network.
No, they are on the same network.
Sorry, not the different network. Like they have the same network.
Hmm,
But the partition of subnetting
hmm.
is under your DMG web. So DMG can access to non-DMG.
Non-DMZ, right? So when you see now, when I'm saying separate means your IP address, IP subnet should be a different. Means suppose if it is content 10.10.10.0/24, here it should
Yes,
contain
it's
192 dot right. Then only I can say it is segregated, right?
yeah,
24. Otherwise, it is not separated. IP address, IP segment should be a different from the
different.
web, for the web and for the application. Whether it's a server in a cloud or whether server in a sorry
On
on-prem server.
database. Like,
Yeah. So this way, when we say it should be put in DMZ, it should be put in non-DMZ means absolutely right what you said. It should be a same different network. Then only I can say it is in DMZ and it is in non-DMZ.
non-DMG. Yes.
Right, absolutely right. So when you see this one now, it will come.
So
Yeah, yeah,
So
go ahead.
one thing I want to understand is like we are like talking about DMG and non-DMG. So
Hmm,
if we will say like a little outer, like suppose if we ask something in the interview or like interview perspective question, right? So we will be saying like non-DMG is like mostly only using the internal or the external, like the DMG have like a hands to get the data from when they need, like they will make a request to non-DMG, so internal database, and that is like internal and external database.
no, no,
Not
see,
the database. I know I'm saying not saying
hmm,
the correct word, but
hmm,
like hopefully you understand. Like so, non-DMG is like serving both purpose, like in-house databases, and if the outer application need, they will come through DMG to the non-DMG to get the sensitive data.
yeah,
Is that
yeah. Whatever you said, you are absolutely right. See, what's happened? There is two type of application. I will just starting one. Right. Suppose there is one application which is in DMZ, right, which is catering for the another is non-DMZ. So, so when I am assigning a public IP address, see when it is communicating over the internet, here it is firewall, here it is getting netting. So when it is communicating to outside world, it is using a public IP address, and it is this DMZ serving a private IP address, right? The person is the outside, not from the or not from the organization, and here only private IP address. And suppose a person, this is a person who is outside, and this is a person who is in company's network within a
like on the
company, yeah, company
companies?
network. Uh,
Okay.
so what's happened in that particular case? He don't use a private IP address. He only use he don't use public IP address. He access with the private IP address. But
Yes.
still, web and web server and database server is segregated. It's just the case here the person who is outside over the internet, uh, He's using a public IP address coming to my network, and the person who is employee of the company, he's only using a private IP address. He's not using this public IP address because his IP address within the network is connected to this private IP address. So he's suppose here it's having public IP address 49.49.49.49, and here suppose it's having 10.10.10.10.10.
Okay. I think okay now okay this making authentication and authentication or authorization like first it will be getting authenticated
Hmm.
like from if it's private or public and then it will be checking for authorization like what kind of access you have. So if you're public
Right.
you just go on there, otherwise you can dig more. Okay,
Yeah, right.
okay,
So
okay,
this way it will happen. And when we see authentication and authorization, so what's happened? There is a what we call AD server. It is called Active Directory server. So AD server. So in that particular AD server, so this is all the web server, app and DB server,
exchange
database
server,
server. It is connected to a DB server, which is called Active Directory. And
yes.
in that particular Active Directory, what kind of authentication and authorization should be assigned to this server or person who is using already mentioned in this. So when I'm suppose I'm using suppose any kind of application
And
Excel.
like LDAP, which group you are added or like
Right,
what kind of
right.
access you.
Yeah, absolutely right. So when I'm using this one, it is goes to here, and then this server connected with the AD server, it is asking with this person, can you authenticate this person? So he said, yeah, this person is. Then it is communicating to him, yes, this person is authenticated. Authenticated. Then it was asking what kind of authorization is there. So here the group is created, and in that particular group my authentication authorization will be kept here. This is the AD server, Active Directory server. So this way authentication and authorization works. So now the most important part, see, we have done a meeting with the team, and then comes a reporting part. So you have to, this is the most important thing, we are going to present the reporting. So here when you define the issue, so there is lots of arguments happen with the other team, because any team who wanted to live the application, they don't want any kind of issue to be reported. They want their work to be done faster way. So whenever you report the any kind of issues like this way, then there is so many argument why you mentioned this one. We have everything is there, but we have to explain them this is a issue, and we cannot remove from the report. We have to do it anyhow. Then this particular report goes to your manager, and after that from your manager will show the report to CISO, Chief Information Security Officer. If suppose there is a severity of high critical, if you have identified critical severity, then what? Critical and high, then what?
We
In this case, and you have identified medium
medium, low.
and
The
low.
one thing is like over here, like when you will be,
Hmm.
so if you are like getting like if it's critical high, so
Hmm.
you are doing like a pen testing on the application, like you are the one, or you are getting that information from the pen testing team.
No, no, no. When you are doing now, so it is you are the one. This is the only audit part. We are meeting them. We are
Okay.
understanding their what you call their infrastructure. This is completely on the basis of your meeting and auditing the application. Pen test
Oh,
comes under application testing. This what I'm showing you. It is one of the major part of audit. How we are
audit.
going to
Okay.
do a audit of that
Audit.
particular
Okay.
team. Yeah. So pen testing, we are coming in the coming lecture. So suppose you identify in your audit, you identify critical and high. Here, when I say audit, you are having a 23 checklist. checklist for the network thing, and basis of that checklist we are going to ask. If you don't create a checklist, the team comes, okay, ask me a question. So what will you ask? We are sitting here, I don't know what question I have to ask. Then there is an issue, right? So every company, they make a checklist of what question need to be asked, or what need to be checked. So this is what I've showed you is common
Yes.
best practices among the companies who will asking the question to a business team or development team. Now the questions comes, you identify critical and high, and where one you identify in medium and the low. So what will be your action for the critical high, and what will be your action for medium and the low? Just try and tell.
Critical high should be like fixed immediately, like within like given time, and then medium would be the next one in the prioritization list, and then the low would be something that you can do whenever, kind of like
Right,
within the range.
right. So when you are identifying critical and high, the application cannot go live unless and until the development team or application team resolve that one. Means they have to resolve the issue, otherwise they cannot go live. When you identify medium and low, you give a timeline, suppose 1 month to 3 months of time, and then you provide the approval. You ask them, okay, you can go live, but whatever the no issue has been identified, it should be fixed within 1 to 3 months. But when you are identifying critical and high, you stop the application going from the live unless and until they will comes you and tell you, hey, I have identified, we have removed the critical and high, just check. And when you check and when you confirm the critical and high is removed, then you provide the approval. For medium and low, they will take their time to resolve the issue. So this way we are
So
going to do. Yeah, this way.
one thing is,
Hmm?
so you will be the only one person who will make the decision. Okay, this is a critical according to the book rule. You
Hmm.
can do it, or there will be like so like only about you will be the
Hmm.
only like one auditor there, or
Mm, no, I will tell you. See, suppose if companies are large, depends on upon the team size. When I was in the Geo, so there is uh, uh, taking me. There is a three people who will doing audit. Now currently I'm in that particular one company who is a startup company. There only I am the only one who is handling all those things. So depending upon the company size, see, Geo is $1 billion company. They are having thousands of application. So to cater this thing, they've kept the team, and within that team, there was a 3 to 5 people who is doing review and audit along with you. And then there is a startup company. Depending upon the company size, is this company daily, daily 5 to 7 application goes live, but in startup company, there is only hardly 2 or 3 applications are there. So depending upon the company size, company's work, they will employ the particular team, suppose 3 to 5, or when there is a small company, they will employ only one person. So this way,
so
depending
basically,
upon,
so basically, if like we land in a startup, we can do whatever we want.
yeah, right. So when you in the startup, you have to do your own everything. When you are in the bigger company, they are having so many people. So there is a team with you, colleagues with you, who is helping you to do this kind of work. If you can see here, see, my name is there also there, and there is one person name is also there. Yeah, this one. For the security reason, I have just hided all those things. So it is not like if it depends
Okay,
if
so
you see.
it's the same thing like like if you are working on some kind of application, you submit code, it will not like trigger your CI/CD pipeline. Someone other
Yeah,
have to give the approval, or like someone else have to
yeah, right.
even on the Confluence pages, you can't
Hmm.
add it unless your manager or some colleague will
Manager.
approve your work.
Yeah, right. For CI/CD pipeline, we are coming to in coming lecture. That is also we are covering. That is also interesting part. Also, you are absolutely right. So this way, the report goes, and then you are tracking those reports. This is the one where the application. Yeah. and then there is a portal is there, right? You cannot see this when I have joined the Geo. So there was no portal to to put all those things in the portal. So we used to do in the Excel sheet, right? Now the company hired one application which is called GRC Archer tool, and whatever we are doing in the Excel sheet, it will all goes in the portal. So which is that particular portal? So there is portal. Hmm. So, so this is a portal where all those things, whatever we have seen in the Excel form, you have to just go and put in the into this portal. That's it. So just any idea why we need this portal? Why can't we do in Excel sheet? See, this portal,
So
which is called
maintained in
Archer,
one place.
yeah, it will give you analytical view. If suppose your CISO or board of directors, they wanted to see, suppose they wanted to see for XYZ application, what kind of vulnerabilities are there, what kind of issues been reported. So they cannot go and ask, hey, give me the Excel sheet, give me this particular thing. So this will give you holistic view, like this way, an analytical view. Suppose there is 100 applications, so it will give you defined you key, how many critical are there, how many highs are there. So I'm just going to I'm logging to portal and I'm selecting one application and it will give you me a complete picture of this kind of particular thing. And this tool is three years of contract. This tool will cost 1 CR to 2 CR. This is that much expensive. This portal Archer tool, GRC tool, I call it, and it is not a free version available, so I can't show you. So this is a portal
So,
where, yeah,
so the amount that you said, it is like a license for a year, or it's like a per business or like per application?
no, it is you just take it 3 years of contract, and it's how many application you can put. You can put unlimited time of application. That is unlimited of the size I told you. But they are the portal which is give you one application or two application basis of that. Yeah, also they will charge the license.
I'm getting like suppose like if I'm an independent consultant, right? If
Mm-hmm.
I have that, I am just doing the auditing. So
Mm-hmm.
I can use like a similar tool for everything, and once my everything is ready, I can just send the link to the company which I did the audit, like okay, how much is the like as a third party service. So third party persons use this tool or direct the companies directly use
No,
this.
when you are third party tool, when you are doing audit now, you are using Excel sheet. You are
Okay.
sending the Excel sheet, and then the company, if they have a provision of integrating your Excel sheet with the portal, then they will integrate that particular thing. But as a third party auditor, you are only going to send the Excel sheet. You are creating a report in the Excel sheet, whatever I showed you the way, then you are
Yes.
giving to them. And then if they have provision, they will integrate within their portal. And if they wanted to do, if they don't want to do, they won't do it. The portal
Okay.
which we are using is for the our internal employee who they are using those particular things. But when it comes to internal auditor, but he has to provide the report either in Excel form or either in the PDF form. When he's sending in Excel form to review, and when you are approving, yes, these are the findings, it's there. Then he will send up. We will create one PDF form, and whatever the things I have mentioned in this
Yes.
Excel sheet, we will mention in the PDF
Transfer
as
the
well. Yeah.
transfer the same information in there.
Mm,
Okay.
right. So this is the one. So uh, now again I show you, right. There is a BAVA BAVA team, right? So what this BAVA team is doing, suppose I wanted to put the application live. So there is a BAVA team, baseline assessment and vulnerability assessment. So this team, again, third team BAVA. Now we are into a BAVA team. Previously, what till now we have seen as a network audit part. Now we are coming as a BAVA team, which is called baseline assessment and vulnerability assessment. So this team having a tool which is called Nessus and Qualis tool. So whatever we have seen, whatever we are doing, right? Just uh, this this team will asking, give me the IP address of your system, and then they are putting this IP address into Nessus and the Qualis and running the scanning. And when they run the scan and everything, when everything is comes as a no issue has been found, fine, then this thing will give you the approval. Now the question comes, so what this team is doing? Just give me when I'm doing a port scanning, which tool I'm using for the port scanning.
Nmap, Genmap.
Nmap, right? Nmap, Zenmap, all kind of tools. So, but this Nessus. So when I wanted to scan the one IP address or two IP address, I use
Yes,
a single tool, free tool. But suppose
open
if I
source.
yeah if I wanted to scan 150 IP address, 2000 IP address, so it is not possible for me to use each and every free source license, free source application. So what I'm doing, I'm having a licensed version of Nessus, licensed version of Qualys. So in that, if any application wanted to go live, I will put the IP address here and I will do a scan. And what kind of scanning? So which field it is going to scan? So here we are going to see them.
Nexus, you can do the trial. I did try it and it keep updating.
Yeah. See, so this is the one when we are doing scanning from the Qualys and Nessus. It is scanning domain, IP address, port scanning, DNS record, SSL record, Git sub, CVE exposure, SSL vulnerability, default login. So all this thing you cannot go and use a different application to scan it, right? So Nessus and Qualys, one tool is doing scanning of all this particular of all this particular work. So now when it is doing a scanning, how report is look like. See, this is a way when I'm doing a scanning, and this is the way report is going to look like. Here it will giving me CV scoring, description of my vulnerability, severity, critical, high, medium, verified, true positive or false positive. So this way I'm going to see a report. This is a extract version of Excel. Now see this way, this is port scanning. It contains so many IP address and it is giving you a result of which what kind of ports are open. If suppose if there is port 21 found, so in the risky port, this report will be generated. Now see this way SSL issues, right? Everything whatever we have seen SSL labs work, it is integrated with this Qualys and Nessus. So all this thing, it is giving me a this way, it is giving me a report, one page, two page, three page. So now the question comes, so can you see this one? So what this means, can you explain me this means, what this means?
That is the vulnerability found in 2023.
Three, right, it is found in 2023. And this is the one random number assigned. See here, can you see SQL injection, directory traverse, all the vulnerabilities correlated to jQuery. So this way it will give me the report of that particular IP address when I'm doing a and scanning from the NSS and the qualis. How it is look like? Let's go and see. It is nothing but whatever we have seen, right? For Nmap one, second SSL labs, everything is integrated in the one place. All the tools is integrated in one place with the nestes and the qualis, and all this, I'm just putting IP address and running my tool, and after it's scanning get finished, I am downloading the Excel sheet, and this way it will give me the Excel sheet. Now how are we going to see this one? Let's see this. See, this is the Nesses. The company which produce Nesses is called a Tenable thing. Now you see.
So does this Nexus work on the Kali machine too, right?
Yeah. See,
But
Kali is
mine is keep
Kali.
updating. This is not like
No,
working.
Kali.
So maybe it's
See,
the
yeah, Kali is pen testing tool. When we are doing application security now, we are going to study the Kali.
okay.
Kali Linux. This is pen tester tool. This is vulnerability scanning tool.
Timing tool. No, no, I was installing it there instead of my Windows system.
This is okay. No, I will see how to install. And best with this. See, this is the way Nessus look like. It is very simple. You don't need to do anything. Username, password. Yeah, it is there.
No, it logged in and then the video I was this had updated always because you will get the latest updates
Yeah, this
and
one.
since
Yeah.
it keeps spinning.
Hmm. No, mine is just to show you how it's look like. See, just remember when you go in the interview, they will ask you which scanning tool are you using in your organization. So either you have to tell about Nessus or either you have to tell about Qualys. See, you don't need to do anything. You have to just open target, just put the IP address, and it will start scanning the IP address. See, here I've just logged into Nessus tool, and then I have to put the IP address. That's it. See here, it is going to put the IP address, and then it will going to start the scanning part. So when I say scanning, so there is two type of scanning. One is authenticated scanning, other is unauthenticated scanning. So when I say unauthenticated scanning, so what it comes in your mind when I say unauthenticated kind of scanning?
Without the others permission, you are scanning someone's network.
Yeah, see, when I say unauthenticated, it is not about the permission. It is I'm not putting username and password for the application. Without username and password, I'm scanning. So why without username and with username? You are going to see in some time. See here, I'm just putting the IP address to this one. See here, yeah. So when you go and open a Nessus tool, right? So here you will see a lots of templates, network scan. Here you don't need to do anything, just username password. Choose any template from this one. This is providing so many templates. So whether you try to scan for WannaCry, log shell, It's depending upon your requirement, whether you have to scan a mobile application, whether you have to do web application scanning, network scanning. Just select one of the template and start the scanning thing. Now let's see.
This is kind of like a multi-go.
Yeah, right.
So
Now
if you are adding anything, you have to also pay for that too, or
no,
that's
you
organizations.
see here organization is paying. So what the charges for Nessus and the Qualys for 150 IP address to scan 150 IP address for a per year, they charge 7 lakh rupees. 7 lakhs. See, this much expensive tool. 7 lakhs per year just for 150 IP address to scan 150 IP address. So they
That's
give
an
you license basis of the IP address. If I wanted to scan 250 IP address, I have to pay,
same like Active Directory.
yeah, right, pay more. If I wanted to scan 1000 IP address, I wanted to pay, then I have to pay more. So depending upon the IP address, how many IP address you wanted to scan, you have to take the license from them. You know. See this way template, choose any template. See it is the one who is choosing a template. Here just put the any name which you wanted to. Suppose you are scanning demo host recovery, then he's putting the name. Just put the name and put the your folder where you are going to save the result. Now put the target IP address or URL. So here what we have to do, we have to put the IP address. See, suppose there is one or two IP address, you can do manual scanning from the Nessus SSL lab. But here, can you see? He has put slash 220 sorry, slash 24. So how many IP address it is going to scan?
Two 250
Yeah,
55, right? So and
so that,
minus 2, so
yeah,
53, 54.
yeah. If you are absolutely right.
Cloud 53, 54.
Hmm. Uh, so this many IP address is going to scan. So
So
when yeah, go ahead.
sorry, one thing you said. So this tool
Hmm.
charging you the money.
Hmm.
So this as so when you said it is like Nmap and SSL lab,
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
it is like extracting data through them, or it is independent tool with its own technology, or
Yeah.
it is like based on Nmap or GenMap, like
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
are also selling it, no? They
Yeah, right.
also have paid versions.
Yeah. So you're absolutely correct. It's a very good question. So whatever the plugins they have developed now, here if you go now, here you will see the plugins, how it is scanning. Yeah, Nmap is open source tool, so anyone can do their customization. So here, when you click on this plugins, here you will see the list of things, how it is going to scan, list of things. So I just when let's see whether it's
Script,
ready.
yeah, or like you create scripts like a little bit, or you can like download
Both
like into
this
both ways,
yeah,
yes. Or
both ways.
GenMap, like whoever, like
Hmm.
how they want to use anyone on that
Yeah.
user.
So either you have your own script, you can create it, or you can use their own templates.
Yeah, search like turn
Hmm.
off.
So now you will see this one. So you have to put the IP address. That's it. Now either you can schedule it or generate it, enable it, modification. So when we are doing a scheduling work, we don't need to go and switch on the fan. So when you schedule it, it will start running at your given time.
Like corn tab.
Hmm.
So,
See,
but this one also have a command line too, right? Or
yeah, this is either you can use with the command line or
command line.
user interface.
So
Both.
if you're using from the command line, you can then the companies probably have the scripts from landing server to access it,
Hmm.
so you don't have to do it unless
Yeah,
it's like in very young stage of
right,
using
right.
the tool.
See, when we are putting the script, right, so company will give you the script, or either you can, if you have your own good script, which we have developed, I, by taking a permission from the manager, you can integrate. If manager gives you permission, then only you can put your own script. If he don't give you permission, then you don't. When manager
But
will
you
give you permission, he will ask you to raise a ticket with police and then identify whether your script will work or safe. And then Qualys will or Nessus will evaluate your script, and then they will say yes or no. When they say yes, you can put your own script. Then manager also give you approval. So depend. So this way, anything you wanted to do your own, it depends upon the approval.
So yeah, they are paying, so as they say, just follow to
See
get the
now,
paycheck.
yeah. So now I have put the IP address. I have scheduled the scanning report, and now see report is getting scanned. So this way it is scanning. So here you will see the IP address. Here you will see the URL name, and here can you see the port, which kind of ports are open for this IP address. It is scanning my complete application.
So one quick thing. So
Yeah.
this will also have like a different reporting for CNC ports, or this will just give you everything in one place and then
No,
you figure out
will,
next thing,
yeah,
this
it
is
will give
CNC
you,
one
yeah, it will give you in one report. But
in
if
one
you wanted
report.
to
Okay.
see in the dashboard, you can see this way, differently way. It depends upon
Okay.
how you are creating your results. So but report will comes in the one file. It is not like for port scanning, it will give you one report. For this one, it will give you one report. Report is one, but
One
sheet will be a different one. Let me show
difference.
you. See, this way it is scanning. See, message information ping report. So this way it will scan the application. It will give you, see, in the time it will complete. I will show you this. See, this is a report. This is one report but different sheet. One sheet is giving me vulnerability alert. Other sheet giving me a what you
Ports.
call port scanning, and other sheet will giving me this. Other sheet will giving me this one SSL report. Report will come one, but there is a different department being created for the this sheets. Now, see this way, it will give you. If you click the segment, it will give you this way all the reports.
The but okay, this is
Yeah,
the free one, right? So we are just putting like the one uh, the whole sorry the network, right? The
yeah,
24/24. So
yeah,
eight IP we are giving for sorry 8 bits we are giving the for the host. So you said that it will be like 150,
yeah.
like one testing, and then so if the company is we are testing for like a real company, so then we have to provide all those IP addresses.
See, whatever IP address you wanted to scan, you provide those IP address now. Yeah, that's
Sorry,
what
I
I
think
was.
the one more thing to add in the question.
Yeah,
So you actually with Nexus you will be not testing the internal network. You will be trying to test your public IP addresses, right?
no,
That
both.
connected to the
That
application of the
um,
hosts, like the public hosts you are providing for end
no,
users.
no. So see, this Nessus is having access to a information security person. Suppose I am an information security person, I am having access to this one. I won't
Yes.
provide this access to normal users. So there is two kind of scanning. One, when my application goes live, I wanted to see how it's behave in the public. So I am doing a public scanning. One, and if I wanted to scan the database and application server, they don't have public IP address, right? They have a private IP address. So I will scan the private IP address here. Both kind of scanning I have to perform. One is a public scanning, other is the private scanning. So it will do both kind of scanning, public as well as a private IP address scanning. So just 5 minutes before I said authenticated scanning and
Mhm.
unauthenticated scanning. So when I say
Yes,
authenticated scanning, so
that's the
what it means, I'm putting a username and the password, right?
password. Yes.
Password. Putting username and password, giving the application, and then I'm asking please scan it password. So why I'm putting username and password and asking him to scan? because suppose if anyone, any hacker, he's got the username and the password, and what kind of damage he can do after that, I wanted to see that one as well. So I am doing authenticated scanning. Authenticated scanning. Unauthenticated scanning means I wanted to see whether my without putting username and password, how safe my application is that. So there is two
Okay,
kind of
but
scanning. Yeah, go ahead,
okay.
please.
So suppose if I'm downloading the Nexus tool, right?
Hmm.
I'm using it as unauthenticated,
Hmm.
but it is using the same protocol as a Nmap.
Yeah, right. It is
It
using
is.
same protocol.
So even if I'm doing unauthenticated against like some known company or like
Hmm.
known website, right?
Hmm.
So I will be my IP will be cached in their honeypots,
Yeah,
right? Like
yeah.
PSS or something will catch it or no, no, not through the Nexus.
No, no, it will catch it. How it is going to
Okay,
catch?
same
We are
thing
going
with
to see.
like
Yeah,
Nmap.
we are going to see, and how we are going to prevent those things also. We are in
Mhm.
coming lectures. We are going to see as well how we are going to use a VPN, Tor VPN, dark web net, all those things we are going to see. See, when you scan it now, I will just give you example. Suppose if I'm using Nmap and I'm using, or I have taken a license of Nessus. But thing is that when as soon as you take a license from the Nessus, and if you wanted to become a malicious person, suppose you wanted to steal a thing, already you have given your detail to Nessus. So if
Yes, yeah, the
yeah,
card or the computer where you are
the car.
authenticated with the
So as soon
email
as
address.
yeah, so the information team, as I told you, fourth department is monitoring department, right? So as soon as they are having a team which is called SOC team, Security Operations Center, they work 24 by 7 to
Yes,
set up. So as soon as you
I
hit the
keep
IP address, right? Normal person can suppose in their SIM tool, they are having SIM tool to monitor
signatures.
all these malicious activities. A normal user hit one request in 1 minute, and malicious person is sending a 60 request in 1 minute. As soon as the system will trigger the 60 request is breaking the threshold. So as soon as they will see the IP address of yours, what they will do, they will block the IP address. See, if it is a non-financial banking system, they will block it. They won't take any kind of action. But if it is a banking system, one, and if it is US, so within a five, they will block the IP address, and in India, within 5 hours, they will take
Like
action onto
also,
you,
yeah.
action against you. They will ask you, why are you scanning the banking IP address? But in US, within a 2 hours, they will come to your door, and charges will frame against you for scanning the banking side, scanning the government side without permission. So whenever you do scanning, do a non-banking or non-financial thing where no issue will be to you. Otherwise, you will caught up in the jail. So make sure that whatever the website or IP you are scanning, it should not be related to the legality like banking or government things. So like this way, you have to be
So
very
even
cautious.
like Amazon, Facebook, they
Yes,
are not even like they do handle the payments and everything, but they are not under that domain.
yeah.
Come under that domain, right?
Flipkart, Amazon, all those things you can scan it. What they will do? They will block your IP address.
Blog, yeah.
So yeah, all they will take
So
certain kind of.
one more thing is like
Mm,
like when you have a home internet, right? If it's not a
mm,
business land like the leased
mm,
land, right?
mm,
Even like US or India, like wherever, because the companies charge the same and provide the same services.
mm,
So is does your IP change in after like a month? Like cause like your device IP get leased like a DSCP, right?
mm,
So when you if you were putting like three or four more like different modems, like
mm,
where the main cable is coming, you expanded that cable into four, and instead
mm,
of putting like one router or Wi-Fi device, you put like five. So they all are going from the same home, like
mm,
to the same internet point,
mm,
like to the
mm,
street, right? So they all will be like under the same IP address or different IP address, like a
No,
different houses or
see,
count under different.
if you are using a suppose what INA is doing, there is centralized body INA.
Yes, I know.
Yeah, yeah. So when you go, suppose if Geo goes to them or Tata uh, goes to them, they will give a range of IP address to them to Tata Geo and to Tata. And when I am using my modem, suppose I've used a Tata, so he will give me a particular range of public IP address. Suppose one of the examples, suppose it will give you 113.50 dot 50 dot
Okay,
0
I think I get.
dot
I think I get
yeah,
your point. Yes. So
24.
either way, if I'm using the data, at
Hmm.
the end of the day, it will show the data. It doesn't matter what I'm
Yeah,
in my
right.
inside house. Okay.
Yeah, right. So from this IP address, suppose today I have a IP address slash 24, suppose
Hmm.
112. Next day, if I open, it will be 114. If
Hmm.
when again
Yes.
next day I will open, so within but the IP will be I'm getting from this
In the
range.
same IP segment.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So now the
So if I'm getting blocked at one, but the other
hmm,
one once it's I just have to wait. If I don't, I'm not using the VPN and I'm like very
hmm,
basic to the computer, then it will
yeah.
auto unlock after a week.
No, what they will do, there is two kind of blocking. One is from the IP address, and other is from the segment. Other is your geolocation. Sorry, your graph. Sorry, location. If they block your IP address, you can change the IP address and you can access. But if they block your segment, then you have to use other segment. If they block you, like suppose I'm blocking a Mumbai location, right? So
Yes.
then you have to change the location. So this way there are so many things are there.
Okay.
Now,
Okay.
yeah. Now see, don't worry. When we are coming in the lectures, all this we are going to discuss. See
Okay.
now
Okay.
in yeah. So in this case, suppose you have a report like this way. Suppose here it is showing weak cipher detected. So now what will you will do? Here the questions. So you have scanned it, you got the report, and within this particular report, see just suppose this is the report in front of you. You are seeing weak cipher suit or weak SSL has been detected. Now, just tell me what will be your next take. Next take. Darsh, Itiraj, Jaydeep. Just tell me. Varuna.
You can raise a ticket
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
like
Yeah.
the team.
you have to raise a ticket. So when you raise a ticket, see when you raise a ticket, so this all should be come in your report. See severity low. Here you are going to put the IP address. Same way, description, risk, mitigation, all these things is come to your report. Then they will give you a ticket number, and then you have to keep keep track of your ticket, all those things. So when this ticket will created, it is going to a operations team. Operation team will resolve the issue, and then they say key issue has been resolved. Now what will you do? They are saying key issue is resolved. Now what will be your step? Next step.
But you let the person know that the issue is resolved so that they can access it to see.
You are the person, right? I am the
Yeah.
person who is reported the issue. So the team is saying, operation team is saying, hey Indresh, issue is resolved for this ticket. Now then, shall I believe that particular person
No,
or
you should access it to make sure it's fully working and also what the
hmm,
issue was initially to make
right?
sure it's actually resolved
Yeah,
before you accept the
right.
decision.
So that is called rescanning. So I will again do a rescan that particular IP address. And when the issue when in particular report if it is removed, I will provide them the approval. Yes, it is been not been seen in the report. You can close the ticket. So this way, see whatever you are doing, you have to raise a ticket. So why ticket has been raised? One, to track the action. Second, to track your efforts. So this way, this is a network audit we have seen. Then we have seen the Nexus tool, how it is going to scan. I will share you the video. It is only of 10 to 20 minutes of videos. Just see this Nexus or Qualys tool, how we are going to scan that particular thing. Uh, And now the topic is, see, when suppose any incidents happen, there is a centralized body, and we have a news channel, right? Similar way, there is a news channel for the this word technology world, which is called for the security, which is called CISA and NIST. This is US governing body. So whenever any kind of hacking will happen, any kind of malicious thing will happen, the CISA will report the report will publish to in CISA NIST, and it will share to all the company worldwide so that they can take the action on that particular thing, and company will be safeguarded from the malicious thing. And now in for India's, it is called hackers news. Hackers news. So every company is subscribing to this particular portal, and how it is look like we are going to see now. See, this
What is
is
the full form of NIST?
yeah, we are going to see. Actually, I also forgot many times. See, this is the CISA. We are coming on to that on the way. Yeah, this is the CISA, America's Cyber Defense Agency. So company has to subscribe to this. Here you can see every day press release, whatever the thing is happening in security world, how what is a safe size, CISA event, everything. See, you have to subscribe to this news channel. Here it is. Yeah. So every company will do, whether it's startup or larger company, they will subscribe to this one, and it is going to send a mail to you. See, can you see? This is American Cyber Defense Agencies.
Cyber service.
Yeah. Now other NIST. You see this one.
Is it mandatory
Yeah, it is
for all
mandatory.
to
Yeah,
subscribe
yeah,
for
it is
all?
mandatory
Okay, okay.
because there is audit of ISO 27001 PCI DSS, which makes them to mandatory to subscribe to this. Otherwise, how will come to know ki what is going if malicious things is happening to in one country, one company is affected. So that you can take the action onto your company. So this way, see, can you see
So,
this one?
like last time, like the cloud strike thing happened, right?
Yeah, right. So if
Everywhere. So
you
they
put yeah, it is there. How-
so they were doing it like live at that time. Like, because I
No,
know like, there are like some website they show like live attack or what's happening or not.
this is all good. They won't show you live attack. It is just a news site. Which news site your public forum where they will show you
So
the news.
once they can conclude like what happened, how it
Right.
happened, then they will only provide you. Like nothing will just like okay,
See,
this is
when
going
the cloud strike happens, so they will break the news. Okay, this is thing will happen, and once they will find out the solution, also they will put the solution as well.
on.
So this is
Hmm.
this is NIST, this is CISA,
She's so probably have it.
and then now hackers news. Okay.
Hackers.
See, this is the hackers news where you see all the thing progress software release patches for 6 flaws, justice case, critical Linux, how to plan prepare pen test, all the news you are going to see, like BBC, uh, the news channel. So same way, this is a
So
news
the
channel.
hackers news is like privately or it's also like got some government body doing it.
So we are going to see the type of hackers, and coming as a type of hackers, we will see how hackers works. Don't worry, everything will be your answer will be covered when
No,
we
no,
will see.
I'm asking about the hackers news.com. So
Okay,
so,
okay.
so this is also like CISA and NIST or
Yeah, this is also CISA NIST, but and CISA is America's
this is
no
government
yeah,
dot
government agency. Hackers News
yes.
is private agency.
Okay, it's
This
private.
is this
Okay.
is private agency. and this is a government agency. See,
Mhm.
when I say everyone has to subscribe to NIST, CISA, and Hackers, why? Because it will share you. Yeah. So when you subscribe to this particular thing,
Hmm.
see,
It's-
this way the mail will comes to your inbox. Can you see this one? See, this way the mail will comes to your inbox daily, and this is where they will show you, give you an alert. That this has been identified. Smart skin filtration bypass vulnerabilities. So now, what your plan? If when you are seeing this one, you have to take action on this particular thing. Yeah. How you are going to take the action on this? Whatever the news is related to your company, you are going to see. You are going to take the action. See here. See a number. Alert portal CISA. What is the alert they are giving? This is the alert they are giving. What's again? What is the risk? You have to define here. What is your action? Whether your company is infected or not, impacted or not. So this way, you have to create a report and send to your manager. Manager will send to CISO. CISO will send to you know uh, higher management, and you will come to know yes, this vulnerability is reported in CISA. We are safe from this one. So this way, we are going to take subscribe it. The mail is sending to your inbox, and this is the way you are going to take the action. See, for the startup company, all these things you have to do manually. But when you go a larger company, big dollar company, they are having their own separate team who is doing all those particular things. So this way, you are going to take the action. So any question on this particular thing? So this is the today's lecture. Tomorrow we are going to meet, continue the lecture. So any question on today's lecture? It is good, right? You are asking the question the way Itiraj asked the question. It is very good. So ask the
Yes.
same question, make a session interactive so that you can learn. If it is a silly question, small question, don't hesitate. Ask the question. If you don't understand, also you can ask. No, again, repeat again. Take another class. You can ask anything. We are here 24 by 7. Today's class I liked it the way it was interactive session. So any question on today's lecture? We are closing the lecture now.
Two things
Nothing
actually.
right
Not
now.
one. Sorry.
Yeah, go
Go
ahead,
on.
please.
Okay, I think.
Hmm.
Okay, so one thing is, will we also get the notes material?
Yeah,
Or
you are going to get the notes material.
okay, I think yeah. Even like in the last class, I
Hmm.
went like most of the classes on the YouTube,
Hmm.
but the only the
Hmm.
material is not there either because the first thing comes in mind is
Hmm.
make the notes for
Hmm.
like
Hmm. See
and I
why?
think
Yeah.
sorry.
So what I have seen, when people are whenever I send a recording, people don't see a recording, and then they don't go to recording. At least if
No,
you are
I
taking.
think I saw this one
Hmm.
too from
Hmm.
your last like where it was DMG and non-DMG and you
Hmm.
also showed like one of the big list
Hmm.
and this like it's the Bible for the
Yeah.
hackers. So
Hmm.
I remember when you showed the DMG non-DMG, the
Hmm.
only thing is the notes because if you pull like now what you said like we get it, but the
Hmm.
once it come to like after like a month or two, then don't nothing gonna be there.
Yeah. No. No.
So
Whenever lecture is
and
finished.
one more thing is
Hmm.
like what as you mentioned, like the startup will you have to do everything in the mention like
Hmm.
a
Hmm.
manual, and the big
Hmm.
company will have every.
Hmm.
So, like from your experience or
Hmm.
perspective, so if the person is like having like a first or second, like in starting of the
Hmm.
career, so
Hmm.
but like sometime I
Hmm.
know like now the market is not like that great, but sometimes you get multi offer. So
Hmm.
you should go for the bigger company, smaller or startup or medium size, like where you think you will also last long and you can learn two on the way and get advanced, more advanced. So
See,
you can.
first I see two things. One, what kind of work is going to assign to me. One, what kind of profile I'm going getting. Second, I see a money as well. So
Yeah,
when,
no, no, the money is the main factor. The money
hmm,
you will see because you will only go in the interview if you
hmm,
have like minimum range you are accepting.
hmm, hmm,
But the thing is, the work assigned to you that will be after getting in. But like outs before that, if you have like a
hmm,
two offer like in your hand,
hmm,
right? So if you are analyzing like if they are remote, I will go for both,
hmm.
right? Because nobody gonna check on you.
Sometime what I will
If
do,
it-
I don't deny the both offers if both are similar. Companies also depending. See, you have to see a company's financial as well. You are assigning a good profile, you are getting a good money. But company's financial status is not good now. Then it is no use of joining that particular company. Company's financial status is also very much important. One, and the second, if company's financial status is good, you can go for money or go for profile. When I started my career, I am going for the profile, I am going for the job role. Now I am going for the money, but before going to that particular thing, I have to see whether companies will sustain at least 5 year or not. Otherwise, company's financial is not good, then after joining, then they will say my financial is not good, you have to leave the company. This is happened with many of my friends. So depending upon the company's strength in terms of money is also matters. And sometime what I will do, I will take a offer. I will join ABC company and I will give XYZ
Mhm.
companies 15 days of after
I
time.
did not got it.
Yeah. So I have joined the
So
first
yeah,
company.
because since you are not a full time, you are a like contract or like C2C, like you can join and after a month you can see like okay,
Right.
I don't want to work with you.
Hmm. So
Okay,
they
okay.
are they are the companies which I have left within a 15 days because I did not like the work. And at that particular time I put the paper and I said just release me. And within a it's only 15 or 1 month, the company will release you. And then you can join the different company. So this way you can evaluate the both the companies.
Because even some people join. I even know like over here I can give you one example for United Airline. They
Hmm.
hired people like for like $100 an hour, and
Hmm.
then they got the manager change and he hired the new person like under $50, and
Hmm.
then he letting go everyone. And the people who find the job everywhere else, they said, oh, okay, fine. And the people
Hmm.
who didn't for like 2 3 months, they work the same job back like $45. Like
Hmm.
so you see, like sometimes even the United Airline is not like the smaller company. They have they are like their main hangar in here in Chicago area.
Hmm.
So even the company, but like even if the big company will do that, like that's why I ask like how you
Yeah.
can like.
It's depending upon, see, there is Glassdoor website, there is Ambition Box is there. So in that you can find out one, and the second you have to find out who is the
What's
person.
the website you said?
I will ping you that website
Okay.
in chat.
Is
One,
is
and the second is if suppose there is a if suppose any person, if I was working in Geo, so if any person got the offer letter from Geo, they will call me. So suppose my friend, yeah, I got the offer letter. How is this company? So this way you have to find out the contacts. If anyone working in that particular, then you can ask how company is, whether the management is good or not. So this way you have to do your investigation as well. See, suppose
okay.
yeah, I'm getting one of the example. I'm getting job in suppose Amazon, and there will be I will try to find out one of if is my any contact or my friends are working there or not. If I find out the contact, then I will call them. Then I got the offer in
Yes, yes.
Amazon in this team. So can you just tell me
What's the
whether
culture?
yeah, whether it is good or not. So this way, see, all depends upon your luck. You never know where luck will go.
I think actually mostly it depends on the money. If your money is good,
Yeah,
you just change your luck. Like, okay, I will suck it up and
yeah,
do it.
right. So it does not depend if I do all kind of investigation, company is good. But as you told me, well, management will change, manager will change. You never know what will the situation like this way. So all in private companies, all depends upon your luck. So that is
Oh,
the reason you have to just go and acquire different skills so that and every time every time ready to give the interview, so that you will know your value in the market, and you are having a
Yes.
offer letter every time, get ready.
Yes.
So this way
Yeah. If it,
yeah,
yeah, if you can crack the interview, then it's not a big deal.
big deal, right.
But that's the hard way. No? So
Mm,
one more thing actually.
mm,
Uh, what tool we can use? Like okay, I know like the companies hosting this and that over here
mm,
and there, right?
mm,
Their web servers are exposed to internet or the. But is
mm.
there any tool too, like where we can get like where the actually hosting is, like or what the like what kind of technology stack they've been using?
See, technology is more and the less. It is same for in every company. When you talk about cybersecurity,
Yes.
the Nessus, the Qualys, the tool which they
Mm.
are using is same. The work which I
But
mentioned. Hmm.
if the companies are like public, do they show in their expense report like what kind of tools or technologies they're using, or no, nobody exposed that much?
No, they won't tell the anyone ki what kind of tools they are using, because that is all the confidential things are there. So they don't tell you ki whether they are using Nessus, whether they are using Qualys, or which kind of, whether their own developed tool is also there. So they don't tell the publicly.
Okay. I think I have the note. I will probably ask you in the next class. It's been already late. I will let you go.
Yeah, it's fine.
So I think then we can figure out like if those tools
Mm,
are correct or not according to
mm.
that. Thank you,
Yeah,
though. Thank you so much.
thank you again. Yeah, thank you again.